Dear brothers and sisters in Christ, good morning. Today's Gospel, we hear Jesus continuing to talk about the bread of life, and Jesus is referring himself as a bread of life. There is a line in this passage that I like a lot, and I would like to point it to you. Jesus says, "Everything that the Father gives me will come to me. I will not reject anyone who comes to me, because I came down from heaven not to do my own will, but the will of the one who sent me." Jesus does not reject anyone who comes to him, because Jesus came to do the will of his Father, not his own will. This line describes Jesus' mission, but also describes the life of the saint whose feast we are celebrating today. Today, April 29, we are celebrating the feast of Saint Catherine of Siena. Catherine was born in Italy in 1347. Actually, she was born during a plague, the Black Death in Italy. When she was 16, she told her parents she didn't want to get married, but she wanted to retreat in a room in her house and live a life of chastity, prayer, and fasting. And that's what she did. She stayed in this room until she was 21. At that point, she had a mystical experience. She had something that she later described as a mystical marriage to Christ. And Jesus told her to leave the room where she was and to resume a public life. And that's what she did. She started to go out to visit the sick and the poor. And actually, people seeing what she was doing and seeing her way of life started to follow her. She started to attract people in helping her in this ministry. She was also very involved with the political life of her town, Siena, and of Italy, and of Europe, actually. She wrote letters to the Pope telling him to stop mingling with politics, to leave France, where the Pope was, to go back to Rome, and resume his pastoral activity of preaching the gospel and caring for the flock of Christ. She was a very powerful woman, not in the sense that she had a lot of power or authority, but she had a spiritual power that kind of irradiated from her soul. She died in 1380 today, April 29. She's a doctor of the church because she wrote a book called The Dialogue, which is a classic in Catholic spirituality. Even if she was not a famous person during her life, she didn't accomplish much from a concrete standpoint. But she contributed to the conversion of Italy, Siena, of Italy and Europe. That's her greatest accomplishment. She brought people to Christ. She did Jesus' will, and Jesus' will for Catherine was to bring people to him, and that's what she accomplished. She did much more than all the kings and all the powerful ones that were ruling Europe back then. We are all invited to pray and imitate Saint Catherine in our own life to bring people to Christ. Take care and God bless.